Hi everybody. What is the number one killer of your time management? Exactly. It's not doing the things that are relevant to you. Those things that you actually wanted to do. The things that move you forward. Also known as procrastination. You have so many things to do. You have a wonderful and clear plan. You have a beautifully designed to-do list. And still you end up doing things that you didn't want to do in the first place. And then all those things that are relevant get squeezed towards the end of the deadline and you get all stressed out. And of course life on top, it's new things because life moves on, right? Life goes on. And so even more you get stressed out because more things get squeezed out towards the end of the deadline. So procrastination is basically the science of not doing what you should be doing. And I was thinking about this because, of course, as you are, I'm not immune to this. I'm a victim of procrastination as well, and I'm fighting it all the time. So I was thinking about those situations that actually make us procrastinate, or where we find ourselves procrastinating, and I wanted to share those with you because I find if we are aware of those things, of the situation that we are while procrastinating, we can basically stop it and overcome it. So 5 things for you that hopefully will resonate with you. Number 1 is an obvious one, and I'm not going to dwell too much into this. Number 1 is about entertainment. Of course, I'm talking about social media here, and I'm talking about rather choosing to go out with friends rather than doing the work that you actually needed to do. So that's an obvious one, and it's about the fact that the brain will always choose entertainment over anything else that is feeling like work. So that's number 1. This is a situation and a trap we fall in, social media. Number 2, the second trap is around adding things. Have you found yourself, let's take the example of shopping, where you wanted to shop something, no matter what it is, something, it could be a technological, electronic stuff, it can be anything, where you have boiled down to 2 or 3 choices, and when you're almost there to decide what you wanted to buy, you add up another choice, and you say, you know what, why don't we look at this printer here? Why don't we look at this fridge here? Hey, look, this freezer can do this on top. We never considered that. And then you keep delaying the whole thing in the first place. Another way of adding things that actually delays the thing and makes you procrastinate is about adding people's opinions. So you might have asked your parents, or you might have asked your siblings, or you might have asked your spouse and significant other, and then you say, oh, let me ask this person as well. Let me ask this friend as well. Let me ask this expert as well. And so you keep adding people's opinion. That again is not helping you move forward anything. The third thing that is falling into the same category of adding things is adding information. I've tackled this in another post about perfectionism, where you never feel that whatever you create is good enough. So you keep adding and adding information, and you say, you know what, let me Google this one more time, or let me read another article, or let me read another blog post, or this kind of information. So you add things. So that's my number 2 trap of procrastination. It's about adding things. It's about choices. It's about people's opinions and information. Number 3 is about structuring the things before you get actually started. What do I mean by that? That is something that I find myself doing this. So for instance, before I started blogging, and I thought about, okay, let me first structure all the ideas that I have for blogging. Let me put my notes in alphabetical order. Let me do my handwritten notes into Word documents. Let me export my Word documents into PDF files. So you will always find something that you could be doing in order to avoid the actual work. It's about structuring. And it feels good because you actually feel like doing something, but it's not something that is relevant. It's not actually needed in order to do the things that you wanted to do. That was number 3. Number 4 is about reviewing other people's stuff. And I bring this up because it's something important, and it was something that I realized looking back into my career when I first started working in corporate. It was quite detrimental to me. And when I first started in big corporate, I was of course less confident than I am now with what I'm supposed to do and about my capabilities and competencies. So I was very often distracted about people coming to me and saying, hey Tasso, can you please review this? I did this detail aid, I did this document, I did this whatever it was. And I was of course happily doing this because it was always easier to look at other people's stuff than doing your own thing. So reviewing other people's stuff is a big trap of procrastination. And again, we use it as an excuse to say, but we help other people moving forward their things. Yes, and it's true, but it's helping people moving forward with their agendas. And then the question is, who helps you moving forward with your agenda? So it has to be the balance, and you need to be aware of this trap in order to move your thing forward. And number 5 is when you actually do these things, they need to get done as well. So there's no really excuse. They need to get done. But instead of doing the thing that is moving you forward, the things that you maybe are most afraid of, you say, oh, you know what, let me clean up my fridge, or let me go for shopping, because you know what, we need to eat as well, so let me go and shop in the supermarket. Or you say, let me clean up the house because it's a mess. So it's similar to the structuring thing, maybe not related to the topic where you want to structure information, but it's about doing those things that also need to be done, but maybe it's not the right time to do them. So in a summary, number one was around entertainment. Social media is a big distraction. Number two was around adding new things, so basically delaying the actual decision and adding opinion of people, adding information and adding choices. Number three was around structuring before you get started and using that as an excuse. Number four was about reviewing other people's things and putting other people's agendas first. And number five was doing those things rather than, of course, also need to be done, but maybe not at that particular moment. So these are the 5 areas that I figured out are apparent and are present for me when I procrastinate, and I am very, very cautious of these things. And when I find myself in these situations, I'm quickly trying to get out of this in order to move forward with the projects that I wanted, that are relevant to me. So if, however, procrastination is the signs of not doing something, then I think in order to understand a little bit better the procrastination theme, is we should ask ourselves the question, why do we do something in the first place? You know, these 5 elements that I told you, for you to be aware when you procrastinate and to actually be more conscious and mindful about the present moment, but it doesn't answer the question how to overcome procrastination, or what is procrastination coming from. So if we would ask ourselves the question, why do we do things in the first place, then I think it boils down to 2 basic answers. One is we do things because we are afraid of something happening. So in big corporate world, you do something because you're afraid what your boss might think, or you're afraid of being fired. Yeah, you know, if we take one extreme, or you are afraid of what people might think of you. So you're afraid of things. Or in private life, for instance, a very common example, if you take any insurance, if it's your car insurance, if it's your house insurance, life insurance, death insurance, there's so many things, and all these people work with the fear of something happening. So you do these things because you're afraid of something happening. And as you know, if you do something because you're afraid of something happening, it never leaves you happy. It always makes you unhappy. It never feels you fulfilled. And so it will always make you feel ripped off and screwed, because this is something that you didn't want to do. You make it for other reasons. So the opposite, of course, from doing something because you're afraid of something, is doing something because you want to do it. But even if you do something that you want to do, so let's take an example that you want to live a healthier life, a healthier lifestyle, and you're looking into exercising and into nutrition and into healthy living, then still you find yourself procrastinating and doing whatever is needed to get there, like hiring a coach, or finding a gym, or putting together a health plan, a nutrition plan. So even then, you get to procrastinate. So I was asking myself the question, why is it that even for those things that you actually want to do, we still procrastinate? And there was a recent incident that I wanted to share with you that helped me get to the bottom of it, to the core of it. I think so, and I wanted to share this with you. So in a recent incident, I was talking to a friend of mine on the phone, and he's a doctor, and he was doing his second specialty. So he's already in internal medicine, and he wanted to add another specialty to this. And I was talking to him, and I was asking why he does what he does, because this discussion came up because he was procrastinating. He was not motivated to actually learn for the exam that is coming up. And so going through this, I identified actually through the discussion that yes, this is something he wanted to do. Yes, this is something he needed to do in order to move forward. But the question was, how bad did he want it? It dawned upon me that this person, this guy, it would not be happy even if he succeeded with what he wanted to do. So that is something so fundamentally important. I would like to repeat this for you. This poor guy would not be even happy if he succeeded. So you see, we set ourselves goals that are relevant, that are important, that we find ourselves we want to do and we need to do, but we never make sure that these goals are also compelling enough. You know, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? And how happy and excited are you in the case you're successful? So this is something that we rarely think about. And so my suggestion is that in order to beat procrastination, we need to put ourselves in a state where we're excited about the outcome of our efforts, where we're excited about the situation if we are successful. In this case, we should not worry then about those things. We should not get worried if we don't get something done in a day, if we procrastinate, but we should actually get worried not moving closer to that goal. So if we get to that state that we actually are not worried about not getting something done, but not getting closer to that goal is so compelling and exciting enough that it will help us beat procrastination and move forward with this. This is what, when people talk about what gets you out of bed in the morning, this is what they talk about. It's something that is so exciting. You see yourself. It's what people sometimes refer to as vision. Where do you see yourself? You know, if it is a goal about yourself, somebody you want to become, if it is a new skill you want to acquire, or if you want to prove something to yourself, if it is about wealth because you want to become rich, there's nothing bad or good or bad about these things. It's really about what gets you excited. You must be excited about the outcome, and you must ask yourself honestly the question, how happy would I be if actually I'm successful with what I'm about to do? And so this is something that I wanted to share with you. This was an insight that struck me and that I felt is an important thing. It's not about only setting the goals, it's also making sure that these goals are so compelling that they're putting you in a state of excitement, just you thinking about being successful with whatever you want to do. So I hope this helped you. I hope it served you. I hope it was a nice idea to make you think and to reconsider the goals. And so with that, I would like to ask you if this was something that you like to subscribe to get weekly insights. And until the next post, I wish you a wonderful, wonderful day.